Hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about stuff. I was like, okay. So yes, if for those of you who have not been here for a while, shame, because we've been getting literally nonstop good news every single day. Part of the problem is that a lot of people are choosing to not pay it, and I mean, I want to say choosing to not pay attention to like the crazy news that we have out there. So remember how like in 2016, 17, 18, if you've been here, we started getting a lot of news about all these potential banks and companies getting into the space, and there were a lot of them who were shunning us and calling us awful and terrible and evil and criminals. You know the entire whole story. My oh my, how times have changed. If you haven't been here before, if you're new, hello. What's really crazy is that we know that there are a number of countries who are actively buying Bitcoin, like actively buying it. There are also tons of countries who are mining Bitcoin. The other really weird part, so within the cryptocurrency space, for whatever reason, sometimes we get news, this isn't a joke, that someone wore a t-shirt that had a coin on it, and that ends up being the most popular news story of the day. Imagine my surprise when I'm like, oh, t-shirt, how amazing, that's awesome, hope it fit. The other crazy part is that the news that actually is making an impact on the world, showing us that Bitcoin is completely taking over, usually always ends up getting completely ignored. Like nearly all the time, like basically all the time. So I don't know if people just want nonsensical news and or potentially, I'm pretty sure you understand the words that I'm saying as I say them. I'm not speaking any type of complicated English, but I do wonder sometimes why even on Twitter and on Reddit, the stuff that people are talking about isn't this. So as over the years, we've been constantly hearing that there are a number of banks who are actively and have been looking to get into the cryptocurrency space. When this news popped up, I was like, oh boy, that's going to be the most popular news ever. And guess what? It wasn't. For those of you who do not know, there is a bank called BNP Paribas. It sounds terrible to say it that way. It's pronounced BNP Paribas. They are the second largest bank in Europe. Second largest bank in Europe. And I want you to, guess. Can you guess? What did they buy? No, not oranges. Someone in the back said it. I don't know who you are. Put your hand down. Yes, they bought Bitcoin through BlackRock. Crazy, right? So, you know how like the t-shirt news is like, whoa, he's wearing a t-shirt. And then sometimes we also get news that these companies are buying like thousands of Bitcoin in one go, and or we hear news and have been hearing quite recently that there's a number of companies who are allocating 10 to 15% of their profits, billions of dollars, into also buying Bitcoin. Also barely makes it into popular news. So I assumed when the second largest bank on the planet has been confirmed to have been buying Bitcoin through BlackRock, I was like, you know, this is it. Everyone's on the same train and we're all, you know, going to the moon and all that stuff. Nope. Barely even any attention kind of paid to it. This is very similar. For those of you who were not here, this was about 2 weeks ago. Also not popular news. You know Germany? You know Germany? The largest federal bank in Germany. They're called Landesbank Baden-Württemberg. Guess what they're getting into? Oh, you're never gonna guess. It's so weird. I know it's also Bitcoin. You got me. Crazy, right? So weird. I was expecting that upon hearing this news, we would have had an avalanche of people talking about this news and getting into it. But alas, no. No one was talking about these two gigantic entities. Is it simply the way that the news is produced? Maybe it's because I'm not saying it well. Should I be standing on my head? I can't do that. Should I be standing on my head as I'm giving the news, or what is it going to take for the world to actually get it? Because I'm still in that situation where I tell people what's going on, and I shouldn't be doing it, because I hang out with friends and I tell them the events that are going on within this space. And it's like a complete, like, they just don't care. And not only about, I was going to say not only about making money, but also about their future. That's not being mean at all. These are the friends I've been talking about for years, who every time I bring up investing to them and saving money, they don't care. And they're in like late 30s, early 40s, have no money saved, have no investments, have no assets, have jack diddly squat. And I try in vain, and I've tried to be like, hey, you wanna buy 1 million Satoshis just to, maybe have something? They look at me like I'm absolutely bonkers. So I fear that we are on course to live in a world where all this news has been given to us daily. You see how like I upload daily here and on my other channel, The Modern Investor, daily, and we only get really good news, and it's often news about like hyper accumulation. And then you can even like backtrack, which is crazy. You can even backtrack and like see that like the prices were lower when I was giving the other good news, and then they went up. And now there's good news all the time. So that means in like a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, the news is still going to be good, but there's going to be less Bitcoin and the price is going to be higher. And people are going to be like, whoa, I'm so confuzzled, because how the heck did that happen while I was supposed to be paying attention? Do you understand what it would mean if we had heard that there was one Uno bank in the cryptocurrency space? It would be tremendous. Spoiler. The largest federal bank in Germany has announced that they're going to start buying and custodying Bitcoin, of course, at first, for their wealthiest clients. And they also said they're also getting into Ether. So weird. It's almost like every single day the news is amazing. Yeah. And then also, let us not forget the second largest bank in Europe. What am I missing? Am I not? Maybe the news isn't real, and this is all like a fabrication of my mind or something like that. Because as far as I can tell, the amount of Bitcoin that's on crypto exchanges continues to dwindle, especially as more people keep taking it off. There's a lot of whales constantly buying and taking off these coins. We know that the halving just took place, so there's not a lot of Bitcoin left, and the amount that was coming out of the machine before also got cut in half. So what's not clicking? And I mean not to you, I mean to the other billions of people who are on the planet. I'm terrified of it clicking for them when Bitcoin is over $500,000. That's the point where I'm going to be like, oh, it's clicking for them. Because one of the goals of my time existence here is to try and get people to see the clues. And I mean, it's like you ever put together a puzzle and there's like 700 pieces and you're like, oh my gosh, this is a puzzle with 3 pieces. And they fit perfectly together. I don't know any other reality where we could have gotten news that the second largest bank in Europe and the largest federal bank in Germany bought Tesla stock or bought Apple stock or some little known company that's been around for 15 years and more people didn't pay attention. Anywho, yes, just thought I'd throw that news your way, because every day we keep getting news like this and it's only getting more and more intense. If you've been in the crypto space for a number of years and you just heard that these monoliths have gotten into like they're in Bitcoin and it did nothing to you, you might want to like, I don't know, re-rev your engine or something. Get that bullishness back in you because the world is changing rapidly. And it often feels like the only people who are going to benefit from it are the people who are actually like buying. And I want always the people who are actually in the market to benefit, because there's no reason for a billionaire to become a billionairer. I want you to also become wealthy as well from this space, because, you know, it's kind of not like an if Bitcoin is going to succeed. It's like Bitcoin has, and it's just a matter of time before we hit $1 million per coin. Yeah, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you got something from it. I do hope that you've all enjoyed. I do hope you all are having a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever the heck you might be. I do hope it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for paying attention, for watching, for leaving a like, for listening to the words that I'm saying. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.